All right, so I've got on my Disney shirt. I've got on my Disney hat. That means today we're gonna talk about Disney Cruise Lines to be exact, and their new cruise protocols. Chris with High Seas Cruising, and welcome to today's video. So Disney Cruise Lines, they have completed their test sailing. The Disney Dream is now cleared to sail, and she is going to resume normal cruising starting August the 9th from Port Canaveral. Now, if you've ever been on a Disney cruise before, these new protocols are a little bit different than what you're used to. Some things have changed, some things have remained the same, but we're going to go over all of them. That way we are all up to date in case you have any Disney cruises coming up here in the next few months. First and foremost, Disney Cruise Lines recommends that all eligible adults over the age of 12 are fully vaccinated. However, you do not need to be vaccinated in order to take a Disney cruise. It is only a recommendation from them. Being a family cruise line, and Disney usually has quite a few children on board, obviously they could not go the fully vaccinated route. So for them, like I said, only a recommendation. Now, guests who are fully vaccinated and choose to show their fully vaccinated status will be exempt from any pre-cruise and embarkation day testing unless traveling from outside the United States, and you won't have the travel insurance requirements. So pre-trip testing. So any unvaccinated passengers must show proof of a negative COVID-19 test taken anywhere between 5 days and 24 hours prior to sailing. That test will, of course, be at the guest's expense. On embarkation day, all unvaccinated guests will be required to take a COVID-19 test at the cruise terminal prior to boarding the ship. Now, this test will be $65 each, and the cost of that test will be applied to your ship account. Now, the $65 is only for guests that are ages 12 and older, and if any member of your travel party tests positive for COVID-19 while at the cruise terminal, that guest and the entire travel party will be denied boarding. All unvaccinated guests will also have to provide proof of travel insurance that covers COVID-19, and that so far has been pretty standard across all of the cruise lines that are allowing unvaccinated passengers, is the travel insurance requirement. You can, of course, purchase travel insurance directly from Disney Cruise Lines, or you can purchase it from a third party of your choice. Just make sure it includes COVID-19 coverage. Now, all guests, regardless of vaccination status, will have to fill out a health questionnaire at the cruise terminal on embarkation day. Physical distancing will be maintained on the ship at all times through reduced capacity, signage, and physical barriers where safe distancing cannot be maintained. Close-up encounters with Disney characters, such as getting up and meeting the princesses or Mickey Mouse or Donald Duck and having your photograph taken with them, that is on a temporary pause, and any youth group activities are going to be reduced down in size and done in smaller groups to help with social distancing as well. All right, now everybody's favorite subject, the mask policy on board Disney Cruise Lines. All guests, regardless of vaccination status, will be required to wear masks while indoors, with the exception of your stateroom, or while actively eating or drinking. Now, masks will not be required outdoors or on Disney's private island of Castaway Cay. Now, individual cruise ports, that of course will vary by local health and safety regulations at those ports. Now, Disney is notorious for having some fairly strict masking policies, and I'm going to go over those requirements. But one thing I want to point out is you're going to want to follow Disney's requirements for masks. There have been tons of stories about guests in the parks which had very similar masking requirements. People did not want to follow it. People wanted to do their own thing, and they were put out of the parks over this. So I would expect that the cruise line is probably going to be very, very similar. So please follow their masking policies. The mask must completely cover the nose and the mouth. Easy. It must fit snugly up against the side of your face. It must either have hooks that go over the ears or tie in the back. And it cannot be a neck gaiter. It cannot be a bandana. It cannot contain any kind of valves, any kind of meshing, no open holes whatsoever, because none of those are acceptable. So if you try to get on the ship with just a neck gaiter and you don't have a regular mask, hope they have disposable ones there they can give you, and that's probably what you'll be wearing the whole cruise. I've seen too many people try to show up thinking a neck gaiter was going to work. Disney does not play with this. Do what you want to do. You do you. But you're warned. You are going to have to complete the online check-in within 24 hours of your sailing in order to select a port arrival time. And that includes no matter what level of loyalty you are with Disney Cruise Lines, you will still have to do the online check-in. You will still have to select an arrival time. And if you try to arrive early for any reason, including into the parking area, they are going to have you leave and come back when you are supposed to be there. So definitely check in when you are supposed to. If you sailed on Disney before, then you know the higher loyalty level that you are, the earlier you get to do your online check-in and select activities anyway. So if you want that early arrival time and you are gold, diamond, or platinum level, you should be able to get it without any problem, but it's still something you must do. Do not just assume that because in the past you could arrive early and get on first. That is not going to be the case if you don't have a scheduled arrival time. All right, deck parties have been temporarily put on pause. So the sail away party with the characters by the pool, not going to happen right now. The pirate night party, not going to happen right now. Those are really two big things on a Disney cruise that I usually look forward to. Kind of stinks they're not going to be there right away, but it is temporary. But if you were going there for one of the deck parties with the characters, just know they're not going to be there. However, the fireworks show will still be there, but they're actually going to do it over 2 different nights, and guests will be assigned a viewing time to see the fireworks. So you'll either be assigned to the first night or the second night they do the fireworks. It won't be like it was before, where everybody just goes up on deck. You're gonna have to go at the time that you're given to go. Any self-service station on board the Disney cruise ships will be served by the crew. So the buffets, the sodas, the ice cream, anything that was self-service in the past is now going to be completely done by the crew. All right, so the Oceaneer Club and the Oceaneers Lab will be open. That is the kids' clubs on board Disney Cruise in case you've never been. Parents are going to have to pre-register their kids for the club, and then you're going to be allowed to select 1 session per day, per child, for them to go down to the kids' club. It's not going to be like it was before, and you could just take them in and out, leave them in there all day, many hours. Now you're going to be making a reservation for them to go for a set amount of time, and then you're going to have to go pick them up. Now, only 1 parent can take them to the club. Only 1 parent can pick them up. And of course, you could switch parents. They just mean 1 physical body can go to the club at a time to help maintain social distancing. And no parents whatsoever will be allowed in the kids club for any reason. You'll simply have to pick them up and drop them off at the entrance. Now, a lot of parents weren't in there a whole lot anyway, but now they're going to make sure they are enforcing that. The teen clubs on the ship, of course, they will be open. They will have no restrictions on them, but the nursery is going to be temporarily unavailable. Some of the spa services are also going to be unavailable. I highly recommend that if you are into spa services, go onto the Disney Cruise Line website and take a look and see if the spa service you are interested in is going to be available or not. I said there's a list that will be, and there's a list that won't be. And the basketball courts are going to be closed. They have temporarily been turned into a place for people to sunbathe, probably to use more of the deck space to spread out pool chairs. But if you're going to play some basketball, no, you just can't do that right now either. Now, Disney highly recommends that you download the Disney Cruise Line Navigator app. That is their ship app, just like all of the other cruise lines have. Now, while it did not specifically say what those who don't have smart devices are going to do, I'm sure they have something in mind. But if you do have a smart device, I highly recommend you download the app, because there's going to be a lot of stuff that is going through the app that you're going to need and want to make your life easier. So for any time you are going to get off of the ship, ports of call, disembarkation day, it is all going to be done through a virtual queue, which is going to be facilitated through the Disney Cruise Line app. When it is your turn to get off in port, they're going to send you a message through the app saying, okay, you're next to get off. They're also going to send you a disembarkation ticket through the app. And when you get off the ship, you're going to have to show your ship card and that ticket in order to get off. So the days of everybody simply head down to the gangway there on deck 1 and get off of the ship, not going to work. If you try to go down there and get off the ship without a ticket, not going to work. And like I said, I'm sure they're going to have a way for those that don't use smart devices to get on and off the ship. But if you got one, take it with you. It sounds like it's going to make your life a lot easier. All of the menus, reservations that you're going to make, the virtual customer service, all of that is going to be going through the app. So it sounds like it's going to be something that is very useful, at least here during the restart. Now, the one thing I didn't see on there, and I'll have to go back and take a look and do a little bit more research, but I have not seen where Disney Cruise Line has announced how they're going to do their muster drill yet. Now, they are probably going to do it just like the other cruise lines. It's what makes the most amount of sense. It'll probably also be something through the app. Watch a video, go to your muster station, get your card scanned, but I have not seen the exact confirmation on that yet. As soon as I do, I'm going to let you guys know. All right, so that is what I know about Disney Cruise Lines, their new protocols, and what is going to be happening on board the ship when they start sailing again here on August the 9th. So with these Disney protocols, is a Disney cruise ship something that you are going to consider taking? Now, if you have been a fan of Disney Cruise Lines and you've been on the cruise ships before, what do you think? Is it worth going on while you still have to wear a mask? There's going to be quite a few things that you can't do that you normally could do. You know, lines for people to get up and take pictures with characters. That's always been a big deal. The deck parties with the characters has always been a big deal. Now, don't get me wrong. The characters are still going to be on the ships, but it's going to be socially distanced from everybody. So you're going to see them, but you're not going to be able to get up close to them. They said there's going to be random pop-up events where characters will just show up in different parts of the ship so everybody can see them, but no pictures, no autographs, none of that. All right, I hope you have enjoyed today's video. If you have, do me a favor, let's give it a thumbs up. Have yourself a great day, and we will see you out on the high seas.